Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the October Murrieta Student of the Month. We are so excited to have you here this morning, and everyone is having such a great time. I'm Mary Walters. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Murrieta Valley Unified, and I'm your MC this morning. To begin our morning, I'd like to invite up Ryan George from Student Venture to lead us in prayer.
Before I started, I just wanted to say congratulations. God, thank you that you care about us, you care about what we do, you care about who we are, and that with any failure or shortcoming, that you still value us. And thank you that everybody in this room has value, and that you have blessed us tremendously with people who care about one another and represent one another and speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. I pray for you to continue to bless this program and bless these students. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to invite up our Superintendent, Pat Kelly.
If I could have everybody please stand. And let's pledge our allegiance to our nation's flag. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming this morning, and I'd like to invite up our founder of the program, Sally Myers.
Good morning. It's delightful to be here, and welcome to all of you to our Murrieta Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program. We just get so excited to be able to hear your stories and to meet each one of our students and their families and grandparents. I know we have grandparents today, so welcome to all of you. I get to share just a little bit about the history of our program, and we started our program in the 1992-93 school year, 28 years ago. And our mission statement is the same today as it was when we began. And that's important for me to share it to you because it is how your son or daughter was selected to be here today. So we are a nonprofit organization, and we honor outstanding college-bound high school seniors for their character, their love of learning, how our students juggle numerous activities from campus activities, from community service to athletics, or students that may have persevered through challenging life circumstances, all in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and free enterprise. And I really don't know where you can go and get all that under one roof, but we do it here at the Student of the Month program. We have 4 programs like this, and we have one in Temecula, then of course Murrieta, Lake Elsinore, and Paris Menifee. And in the last 28 years, we have honored close to 8,000 students. And you might say, wow, that's a lot of students. And I would say, yes, it is. But when you think about the number of students just in your school alone, and you are the only one, and you think there's just only, we do this from September through May. So that's very few of you, so you are an elite group of students. And so we are just so excited to honor you today. I'd like to introduce our volunteers. They are very important to our program. They are what makes it work like clockwork. So our chair is Lou Ellen Fickey, and she also handles our scholarship application. And Jennifer Pham, who is our 2002 Murrieta Valley High School Student of the Year, went off to college, came back, and she has been one of our co-chairs. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you for all of you that have been praying for Jen, because on September 27th, unexpectedly, she lost her husband. And he was in Hawaii on a special business trip, and she was home with their 3 children, and their little girl was just born in June. And so we have been wrapping our arms around her, as well as our school district and our community. But she loves the Lord, and she's just had so many people there with her. And the neatest thing that she shared with me when she told me, she goes, Sally, this year, Joel and I said, our biggest goal with the Lord is that we want to surrender our lives to Him. And little did she know that her husband was going to go home to be with the Lord, and now she's completely surrendered to Him. And so she loves this program, and she wishes she could be here, and she would always want to say congratulations to all of our students. I'd like to introduce Monica Gutierrez. Is Monica here today? Monica is from the school district, and she takes notes, and I think that Mary and Rhonda are going to take some notes today, so that way we will get information out to all of our newspapers. And Andrea Canachola is one of our volunteers from Costco. We have Dan Stake from Alta Pacific Bank, and he is one of our amazing greeters. So Mr. Dan, thank you very much. And here's Andrea, yes, and Andy Morris, our other wonderful greeter with Farmers Insurance and the Murrieta Chamber of Commerce. And Rhonda Levine, Miss Rhonda, she is our communication coordinator. Look at that wonderful smile and wave. And she is the voice of our program. She sends out all the emails and does an incredible job. And of course, Mary Walters, our MC, who is another amazing lady in our school district. So thank you very much. And we have a Murrieta Valley Unified School District. They print our programs. Catherine Pepe with Loma Linda University and Temecula Olive Oil Company is another one of our incredible volunteers. And Derek Gonzalez, Mr. Derek, over here, he is our gift bag king. And when I say that, it's because he puts together all the gift certificates in the bags that you will be taking home with you today. So unless I missed anybody, that is our amazing group of volunteers. So let's give them all a great round of applause. Okay, Miss Mary, back to you. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our students and their administrators from Murrieta Mesa High School. We have Assistant Principal Lori Coleman and student Ivana Hill. If you could please stand so we can recognize you. And from Murrieta Canyon Academy, we have Principal Martina Beach Hedges and student Dylan Lambing, who could not be here this morning. And from Murrieta Valley High School, Principal Mark Pettengill and student Marco, I hope it's Britch? Yes? Congratulations. From Springs Charter School, Principal Ellen Miner and student Julia Eggleston. And from Vista Murrieta High School, Principal Mick Wager and student Nolan Clanton. Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to invite up our Mike Monroe, Director of Sales and Marketing from the Murrieta Chamber of Commerce, to share a few words of congratulations.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys today? You guys doing good? Awesome. So I'm Mike Monroe. I'm with the Murrieta Wildomar Chamber of Commerce. I want to say, first and foremost, congratulations on behalf of your great achievement. This is no small feat. There's an incredibly competitive student body here locally, and to rise above the top of that is really saying something. So give yourself a round of applause. So essentially, I represent the Southwest Riverside County business community. So on behalf of them, I want to say congratulations to you. But I also want to remind you too and plant the seed that as you go off to college, as you build your careers, remember there's a great community here. It's your community family, and they're waiting for you when you're all done. We have some great careers that are popping up in bioengineering and engineering as a whole, all of those things. So remember, once you reach the stars, remember to come back home to your family. There's going to be some great things waiting for you. So thank you so much on behalf of the Murrieta Wildomar Chamber.
Thank you, Mike. And I'd also like to recognize Murrieta Valley Unified School District Board members Paul Diffley and Ken Dixon for being here this morning. Thank you. We'd like to thank Group 1 Production. They're in the back for videotaping today's event. It will be available to view on the Murrieta Valley Unified School District or through the link in your program. And we'd like to thank Rachel Pangy for videotaping this morning. Thank you, Rachel. And we'd like to thank Kip Cothran over here from KC Photography, who's providing everyone with free access to all of the pictures from this morning. Parents and those in attendance can view his website, which is listed in the program. Thanks, Kip. And we'd like to thank the City of Murrieta for providing airtime on our Spectrum cable channel, so that way you can watch this morning's program. So thank you. All of our sponsors are listed in the back of the program, but I would like to recognize, and if you could please stand, and then at the end that we will recognize everyone, all of our sponsors. From A1 Tuscany Travel, we have Margaret Jones. So please stand, Margaret. And from Abbott, we have Sal Mendez and Ray Evans. Thank you. From Azusa Pacific University, Nacheli Rodriguez. From BMW Management Sizzler Restaurants, Sally Myers. From Cal State University, San Marcos, Elizabeth Erickson. Please stand. Please stand. Everyone stand. We'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Dixon. From Eastern Municipal Water District, Roxanne Roundtree. From Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, Andy Morris and Greg Thomas. From Farmers Insurance, Andy Morris. Come on, Andy. Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Kelly. From King Law Firm, Jennifer Evans. From Loma Linda University Medical Center, Catherine Pepe. From Mount San Jacinto College, Brenda Medina and Morris Myers. From Richie's Real American Diner, Linda Williams. And from Temecula Olive Oil Company, Catherine Pepe. So can we give all of our sponsors a round of applause? Thank you. And then additionally, from King Law Firm, students, you will find this little application card in your backpack that you will get this morning. And you're going to fill out this little application and send it back. And you can get one of your college application fees scholarshiped. So that's a pretty nice thing. So make sure you fill that out and send that in, especially since you're in the midst of the college application season. All right. So, as students of the month, you will be invited to complete a scholarship application in the spring of this year, and you will only compete with other students of the month from your school. The Student of the Year breakfast will be in May, and the entire list of the Murrieta Student of the Month sponsors and Student of the Year sponsors are listed in our program. So make sure when that application comes out, students, that you fill out that application for Student of the Year. Now we are moving on to the most important part of our program, our student presentations. You will hear examples of character, college choice, and future plans. The students will share their heartfelt stories with you today. You will quickly understand why they were chosen as Students of the Month. Remember, students and schools, your time limit is 5 minutes per school. I always have to remind the principals. So the principal has 1 minute, the student has 2 minutes, the teacher has a minute, and the family has 1 minute. Students, when you come forward, please bring your family and guests with you, and they'll stand with you on this side. And then our teacher and administrator will be on this side. Guests, save a dry corner of your napkin for the stories. Students, try to relax. We are all friends here. And please stand close together so that way Rachel can get all of you in the picture. We don't want to have to scooch anyone. So we will first invite up from Murrieta Valley High School, Principal Mark Pettengill.
Good morning. I'm excited to introduce the Murrieta Valley High School Student of the Month for October, Marcos Bridge. Marcos is currently the #1 ranked student in the class of 2020 with a GPA of more than 4.5. He has taken 16 AP and IB classes and will graduate with an IB diploma. Marcos is president of our CSF and vice president of our National Honor Society. In his junior year, he worked to reorganize the tutoring programs at Murrieta Valley High School. He tutors students in math, science, history, and writing. He started the Amigos Club, of which he is currently the president. He works with our mock trial team. He participates monthly as an attorney in the youth court program, in which alternate means of discipline are given to our local students. Last summer, he lived in El Limon, Panama, where he participated in an environmental conservation project in which the Amigos de las America program, in which he helped make a water tank for a health center. He plays on the varsity soccer team. Miss Inouye, his IB English teacher, says Marcos is an outstanding young man. He epitomizes excellence both academically and as a sweet, compassionate human being. He is brilliant, hardworking, curious, humble, and multi-talented. Beyond being a mature writing machine, he is an articulate speaker and a young man of impeccable integrity. He brightens my every day in IB English. Very nice. Congratulations, Marcos.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to all the sponsors and the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much for this event. It's greatly appreciated. And today I brought my parents and my grandfather, as well as Mr. Gallegos. I just want to thank all of them for their support throughout my high school experience. And Mr. Gallegos has been my teacher for 2 years and also my soccer coach as well for 2 years. And I'd also like to thank the great principal, Mr. Pettengill, or Dr. Pettengill, I apologize. And one quote that's been particularly special to me is our family motto, which is educate your heart, mind, and soul to serve others. And that's what I hope to live out in college and through in my future career, which I hope to be an environmental lawyer. I lived on a family farm, which was started by my grandfather. And my grandfather has has shared his passion for the environment and nature as well, and that's what the community I hope to serve in the future. So thank you to everybody.
That's fine. You already did. Okay, I had the pleasure to be Marco's teacher for 2 years. Second year was an AP Calculus AB, where Marcos is just one of those students that is not interested just in learning the material, but really understanding, trying to see where it applies, and helping others. One of the main things about Marcos is he's always looking to help other students. He is very, very helpful in not just trying to explain to them what we're doing, but making sure that they understand. He takes a lot of pride in knowing that he's helping other students. So a couple weeks ago, he came in and asked me to write him a letter of recommendation. So I said, sure, I'll write it. And it's amazing when you start reading the resume, all the things that the students have done. And when I was reading Marcos, like Mr. Pettengill said, some of the clubs that he is not only a member of, but he either founded or he is in a leadership position. He just does everything, not just at the minimum. He always tries to go beyond. On the soccer field, same thing. He was one of the teammates. He might not be talking a lot to the others, but he leads by example. He goes 100% every single minute practice, game. His teammates like him. They enjoy playing with him. Other coaches always comment at the end, hey, your center midfielder was great. He's a great player, very polite, very helpful with everybody. So Marcos is just an outstanding student and an excellent young man.
Good morning. On behalf of our family, I want to thank all of you for this marvelous program, and in a very, very special way, the Murrieta Valley School District. Our family cannot say enough about this school district, all that it's provided to our son. We are truly grateful. This morning, many of you may have awoken to the news that Congressman Elijah Cummings unexpectedly passed away. Congressman Cummings is a huge, huge hero to all of us. And he is somebody that Marcos is very much like. He is a man of faith, someone who cares deeply and passionately about service and serving his community, and who had enormous courage. And when I say that Marcos is like him, that's probably the biggest compliment I could ever give him. Elijah Cummings once said that our greatest message, our children, excuse me, I don't mean to mix his words because they're so important. Our children are the greatest message to the future we will never see. And that certainly is true. And it is true that this community, the Murrieta Valley School District, the Chamber of Commerce have sent a huge message to the future by honoring all of these students who will do so much for our future. I congratulate all of you on behalf of all of our family. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, next up from Murrieta Mesa High School, Miss Lori Coleman and her student, Ivana Hill, current Ram and former Chevala Panther.
So you and Mom, and Natalie, someone come over here on this side. Yes. There we go. Good morning. My name is Lori Coleman, and I'm an assistant principal at Murrieta Mesa High School, where I'm privileged to get to work with an incredible student, lots of incredible students, like this young woman that you're about ready to meet. I would like to start by thanking Sally, Jennifer, Lou Ellen, and all of the sponsors for making this such a great event for our community. I'd also like to thank Mr. Ellis because he had surgery, so I get to be here today. And he and I were kind of tag teaming who was going to get to talk about Ivana anyway, so I won. This morning, all of us at Mesa, though, would like to extend our sympathies to Jennifer and her family. She is going through quite a time, and Jennifer is a Murrieta Valley, she's a Murrieta Valley student, and we all love her very much. But I am extremely honored to introduce to you Murrieta Mesa's Senior Student of the Month for October, Ivana Hill. Yes, Ivana is a great student. She has had lots of advanced placement classes. She has an excellent GPA. She continued this year to take a rigorous course load. She's involved on campus. She is the captain of our link crew. In being the captain of the link crew, Mr. Ellis actually pulled a few strings with the link crew advisor and was able to get his own daughter to be on her team. So that kind of tells you the character that Ivana has. She is the captain of the track team. She is an active member of BSU. She is the president of AVID. She is the football equipment manager. And for most people, that would be enough. Might be enough for 3 or 4 people, but not for Ivana. Ivana also works as a care provider for the elderly, sometimes before school and sometimes after school. All of these accomplishments and involvements are great, but they're not why Ivana was selected by our staff to be recognized this year. Ivana is here because she is a living example of what it is to be a servant leader. She's beloved by the students and staff alike because she genuinely cares about everyone. Ivana is here. She has the greatest smile, and if she hasn't shown it to you yet, it is amazing. It lights up any room that she comes into and makes everyone feel like they are important and special. And she's polite, she's classy, she's kind, but she is just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. She was just recently selected our homecoming queen by her peers because that is what she is. She just represents everybody on campus and everyone loves her. Though she hates the spotlight, she's here, and she doesn't want a fuss made about her. She'll probably downplay some of the obstacles that she's been through, and she has had to overcome a lot. But she is here this morning because she means that much to Mesa. So it's clear that she embodies what pride is. So that's purpose, responsibility, integrity, duty, and excellence, and she does that better than most on our campus. Mesa is a better place because of Ivana, and she definitely will be leaving her legacy once she leaves us this year. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Ivana Hill.
Good morning. My name is Ivana Hill. I attend Murrieta Mesa, And first and foremost, I'd like to show great appreciation and honor for my support system. Thank you to my amazing mother for being my backbone and shaping me into the person I am today. And I'd like to show appreciation for the staff, my advisors, coaches, and the entire administration team for allowing me to be here today. A lesson that I've learned is that most of us experience similar challenges, but what distinguishes us is how we handle these challenges. Living in a single-parented home along with a disabled sibling has impacted me in several ways, but that includes enabling me to be more appreciative of every opportunity that I encounter. My experiences supporting my sister has allowed for me to find interest in serving others. So like Mrs. Coleman said, I am a care provider for in-home supportive services, and I will be taking everything that I've learned from that to furthering my education in psychology and potentially becoming a psychiatrist. And I'd like to thank everyone that has indirectly impacted my life, including the sponsors and everyone that has put on this event today. So thank you for acknowledging me and everyone else. Thank you.
Good morning. I've had the pleasure of working with Ivana the last 2 years in our Link Crew Leadership Program, where she is currently captain. She's the dictionary definition of humbleness and excellence. She's an incredible leader that has set herself apart, not because of what she's done or accomplished, but by her character and her heart. Words I would use to describe Ivana are self-motivated, hardworking, trustworthy, compassionate, and mature beyond her years. She has a positive attitude, and her smile and personality brightens any room that she walks through. She's a delightful young woman full of promise who will make the world a better place for all of her generation, and for us, thank goodness. I'm thrilled to have been an observer in her life. She'll change the lives in her community. And at Mesa, we have the students lead with pride, and it's truly been my pleasure to watch Ivana act with purpose, show responsibility, act with integrity, understand her duty, and strive for excellence in all that she does. Ivana has embraced her time at Mesa and done it with pride, and we are so proud of her.
Good morning. I am so proud of my daughter. You know, some people see that, you know, it's very hard to raise children alone as a single mom, but I can say that I did not struggle with her during school. I've been asked by some parents, you know, did you have a hard time with her doing her homework? I had no problems, never, ever. And I just truly thank God for that. She's very amazing. I'm going to share this. She may not want me to, but she's such a light and a joy. And I know through God, our Christianity upbringing has really helped us build our faith and strength. But I'm in college today because of her. And I will be graduating with my BS degree next year. And she has a sister. She's 30 years old. The doctors told us that she wasn't going to live to see the age of 5 with 2 major open heart surgeries. And she's graduating in fall with her 2 associate's degree, and it's because of the inspiration of Ivana. I've lost 120 pounds because of Ivana. She runs track. I'm not as progressive as she is when it comes down to working out every day, but I am such a proud mother, and I'm looking forward to our future. And I tell her every day, go far. Don't just stop at a psychologist. Become a psychiatrist. The sky's is the limit to your future. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up is Mrs. Martina Beach with Murrieta Canyon Academy.
Good morning. As you heard earlier, our student Dylan Lambing isn't here today, and it's really sad because I think you all would have loved her. It's kind of emotional because the reason why she's not here, she suffers from extreme anxiety, and when we chose her, it's interesting. When we chose her, we're thinking, yes, this is the perfect person because of things that she's overcome and what she's doing, getting back on track. with her education and going to be graduating on time. If not, she probably could have graduated early, but she loves us so much, she wants to stay. We were just talking about all this stuff, and she always has a bright smile. And that, to me, is just like, is who she is. But behind it is a lot of stuff going on that we always don't know. A lot of us suffer with demons that we don't know, and hers took her today. Talking to her mom, I just shared with her, I'm like, I just hope she knows that how much we care about her, and that she would have been amazing and that everybody would have loved her. Her mom shared with me that the reason, or one of the things that is making it even worse, is that now she believes that we're going to be mad at her for not being here this morning. And I just said, we all suffer from things that we can't control, but some of our imperfections are what make us so brilliant, and that is true of Dylan. So one of the reasons why she was chosen, there's Mrs. Urbany, her counselor, we'll talk about in a second too, but some of the things that I think about with Dylan is that when we had community service, she came out and cleaned out all of our planters, and without gloves, like gross for me, but she did it. And then for Patriots Day, she went out and bought little flags and put them all over our campus with her own money. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I need our campus to understand what it's about. That's the kind of heart she has. She sent me her speech to edit, because that's what kind of kid she is. So she wanted me to edit it for her, but I didn't have to do too much because she wrote this amazing speech. And I asked her mom if I can read it, so I would like to read it to you. Hi, I'm Dylan Rose Lambing, a 17-year-old senior at Murrieta Canyon Academy. Today, she was going to have her mother, Michelle, who is also a single mom, my counselor, Mrs. Urbany, and my principal, Mrs. Beach. I want to thank them for always being supportive and giving me a helping hand. My family and I went through something tragic 2 years ago. Though that cataclysmic time, I learned to not take anything for granted. We only get this moment once. So we need to pursue our passions, be thankful for what we have right now, and love people closest to us. I love my family, and I have a passion for wildlife. After high school, I plan to take a gap year to travel and gain maturity, which she's very mature, which makes me laugh. I will then attend MSJC to earn my associate's degree, which will then allow me to transfer to a California State University to major in zoology, animal science, animal behavior, and/or biology. After that, I will enroll in the Animal Behavior Institute. This schooling will allow me to be a wildlife rehabilitator. My love for wildlife is not the only passion I have. I want to give back to my community by doing the basic things all people should do. I want to donate blood, volunteer at homeless shelters, and pick up trash when I see it on the ground, as we all should. She does that on our campus every day and yells at people for not doing it. Giving back does not need to be extraordinary. It can be simple things to improve the environment around us. Thank you, Sally Myers, for founding this Student of the Month. Thank you to the sponsors of today's event, all the Students of the Month around the district, and thank you again, Mom, for everything you have done for me.
Good morning, I'm Morgan Urbany, I'm Dylan's counselor, and I've had the pleasure of working with her for the last 2 years since the event that she talked about in her speech. Part of the prayer that went on this morning was about speaking for those who can't speak for themselves. And so in this moment, that is what we are doing, and I'm proud to do that for her. For the last 2 years, when she came to us, she was in no place mental health-wise, academic-wise, to be successful, and she has pushed herself through the last 2 years. She is on track for graduation. She cares about her GPA. This year has been amazing watching her talk about her academics all on her own without having to be sought after by me, which is very nice because I'm the senior counselor this year. She is the epitome of resiliency and what she has been able to push through. Like what Ms. Beach said about the part about her picking up trash. She is one to defend what is right, even when it's not the popular decision. And even when it goes up against her peers too. So she'll call people out for leaving trash on campus. She'll call students out for being rude or interrupting during class. So she's not only defending herself, her peers, her school, but her teachers as well. So she is someone who I'm very proud to talk about this morning, and I wish she was here because, like what Miss Beach said, you would all love her. She's an amazing student, and she deserves this a lot. So I'm very proud of her. Thank you.
So next we have Spring Charter School, Julie Eggleston and Chris Lemke.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not Chris Lemke. Chris Lemke is a real tall guy. He wanted so much to be here, but there was an emergency and he couldn't be, so you get me twice. He wanted me to thank you all for the opportunity to be here today at the Murrieta Student of the Month program. We both love it so much. We appreciate being part of this beautiful program, and we want to congratulate all of the students who are being recognized today as Student of the Month, along with all of you here who have supported them so well. And sponsors, all of you as well, because this would not be possible without you. I am pleased to announce today the Springs Charter School Student of the Month, Julia Eggleston. It is rare to find someone as capable as Julia and yet with such a humble heart. It's a rare mixture, and I've heard it as a common theme today, and that's, I think, a lot of why all of you have been chosen. There's just not an ounce of arrogance with her. When she came to our school last year, I saw her servant's heart, and I thought she'd make a wonderful math TA, especially since I'm a lousy mathematician. She has so far surpassed my expectations, and in the process, she has kept hope alive for students who wondered if they would ever conquer math, especially Common Core math. And this is an independent study program, and so we teach students how to do this on their own. They really do. It's a perfect way to become an adult a little bit earlier, because they need to learn the answers on their own. We give them tools, but we expect them to conquer it. So I'm pleased to introduce to you Julia.
I'm a little nervous, sorry. My name is Julia Eggleston, and I'm here with both my parents and my ES. And I moved here 2.5 years ago. That was a really difficult thing to do because I had a really close set of friends, and they were like my best friend. She was an amazing student. She's amazing, and she had a great impact on me and how I thought about myself. And when I moved, I lost all of that, and it was really difficult. And that was and I'm just so happy that I had all of my support from my parents, and I know my dad gives me a lot of books to read. He's very supportive, and one book that he showed me is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It was a very great book, and it talks about what makes people successful. And they say they focus too much on the personality of the person, of what they actually do. But they did a study of these professional musicians, and they talked to them and asked them questions, and they found a pattern. And what they actually found is that the talent that they initially had, it doesn't matter. It's how much they dedicate to their instruments, how much they really work on it and practice. And they found the magic number is 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours is 3 hours a day for 10 years. And that's how much it takes to dedicate and master something fully. And I realized, like before, when I was in my other high school, I was comparing myself too much. I was comparing myself. I felt negative, and when I moved, I got separated from those negative feelings because I wasn't comparing myself to other people, and I realized I was spending more time on my studies. I was putting those hours in, and I was dedicating myself to my education, and that's what really changed from before and after. And I just wanted to thank all the sponsors and everyone that made this happen, and everyone that supported me, and thank you.
So Julia first came to us last year, and at that time she was convinced that she wanted to be an RN. We're a very rigorous we're a very rigorous program within Springs, and we've got these beautiful CTE pathways, and we have one that's pre-med. So I'm like, great, I'll put you in the pre-med pathway. You want to be a nurse? We're going to get you going. And of course, she earned an A in the course. But then she said, I kind of like to switch out of that course second semester because I find studying body parts to be kind of boring. But by that time, she had served so many of our students in math, and she grew a passion for teaching, and boy, is she good at it. Just such humility and yet clarity. My father was a brilliant mathematician, but could not speak to me. He spoke this different language. I did not get it. It's rare when you can find someone who gets it and can apply that to another student who doesn't get it. So anyway, she's continued to do that. And one other thing I wanted to say is I firmly believe that nobody can impart knowledge and inspire students better than another student, because nobody understands what it feels like to be a student in an independent study program better than Julia. And so when our students see her being successful, they know that they have hope to be successful as well. And for that, I'm very grateful for you.
On behalf of my family, my wife, and Julia's wonderful siblings, I just want to thank you all, and thank you sponsors, thank you Chamber of Commerce, and we really, really appreciate the community here, the community of faith, and just really want to thank Ms. Miner for being such a blessing and a positive influence. As Julia alluded to, we moved here 2.5 years ago after spending 10 years literally in the desert, but that's where we ended up in Imperial, California. And so we were there for a number of years, and that was where our kids grew up, and they established a close-knit family and a close-knit church group and friends and family. And so when my job got torn away and back here, it was a tremendous challenge for my family, and especially for Julia, who took it really, really, really hard. And so Julia is just a tremendous young lady who's overcoming challenges. Her faith in God is infectious. And I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity, and just express my gratitude towards Julia. And like some of the parents, it's sometimes our kids are a tremendous blessing to parent. Julia is one of those. Her mother and I have had it easy with her. So thank you all so much for this opportunity.
Okay, time for Vista Murrieta, Nolan Clanton, and Mick Wager.
Okay, thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. The parents have been so eloquent this morning. So have the students. The students, you're amazing. You're always amazing. But, I don't know what Mr. Clanton's going to do over here because, you all spoke so well. Set a high bar, yeah. He's rewriting right now because I'm just kidding. It'll be great. So when it comes to having courage of your convictions, I don't know of another student who stays truer to his convictions than Nolan Clanton. Nolan Clanton's our Senior Student of the Month this month, and he is a serious-minded young man who knows what he believes and is able to express his beliefs despite any social pressure. That seems like a theme this morning as well, which for a 17-year-old that pressure is significant. Nolan's actions show his true convictions, and he is committed to service and giving back. He has logged almost 200 hours of community service, but I'm certain he's given well beyond that unlogged. Nolan is very involved with his church and youth group. He traveled to Romania for 10 days on a mission trip, helping run a vacation Bible school for Romanian children. He helps with the 1 and 2-year-old child care room during church services, and he takes an active role with his church's efforts to feed the homeless. Nolan has also helped to organize the local high school chapter of the Young Americans for Freedom group. And Nolan puts as much focus on success in school as he does on these outside charitable activities. He is currently number 2 in his class of about 857 with a 4.5 GPA, and I don't normally say SAT scores, but his is over 1,500, so it's significant. And he has successfully challenged himself with 17 AP and dual enrollment college courses. He's played football and has been on the varsity lacrosse team all 4 years. So this man is committed indeed. Speaking of commitment, Nolan is a Bronco who certainly bleeds blue and gold. He was literally raised on the football field and even provided community service to the school as a ball boy. His dad is an original Bronco Vista teacher and has been one of our Bronco football coaches from the beginning. Nolan, you're certainly an exceptional young man by any measure, and you amplify our motto of class, character, leadership, attitude, scholarship, and service. I could speak about each of those with Nolan, and he nails them. We're proud to call you a Bronco, honored to know you, and congratulate you on your amazing achievements, including this month's recipient of the Senior Student of the Month recognition. Congratulations.
First off, I just want to thank all the sponsors and the Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event. I think I can speak for all of us when we all say thank you. This is a really great honor and one of the best honors I've received in high school. There are 3 lessons that I've learned in my life, and mostly it's through my parents and my grandparents and the people around me, and it's to pursue Christ, love God, love your country, and also just pursue what is right. So when I grow up and leave college, I want to be a constitutional lawyer with hopes of becoming a justice in the D.C. circuit. And so I'll be majoring in political science in college because that's kind of the thing that people do there. But besides that, I just want to defend what our country stands for. I think that our country is the most free country to ever be on this earth. It defends people of all religions, all colors, and I think that's something that we need to value, and that's something that we need to praise, and I think that's something that I really want to defend when I grow up. And on that same note, I also want to be involved in my community and also represent the image of Christ in my community. I want people to know that there is someone out there who loves them and that there is someone who cares for them. And so these next 4 years that I go through college, I'll be in a different community, but I hope I can impact that community just the same. And then after that, I hope I can impact my community through my career and also through any charitable actions that I do. So thank you to everybody for attending. Thank you to my grandparents for always being there for me. Thank you to my siblings for always being there for me and for annoying me so much. And then, and thank you to my parents for everything you guys have given me. You guys have given me a support system that I could never, a lot of kids don't even get to dream about. And so I thank you for that and for the values you've instilled in me and the love of Christ you've instilled in me. So I thank you guys.
All right. Good morning. This doesn't look great, but I'm going to say this morning I forgot about this. And a sub comes into my room and, I'm subbing for you today. I'm going, oh no. And so I'm calling Mr. Clown. I'm going, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I'll be there in a little bit. He goes, no, you don't have to be there. And I was like, right away, I'm like, no, I have to be there. And the reason being is because of this man. This young man who's going to be, he talked about being this lawyer, constitutional lawyer, and then circuit judge. He has the ability to do it. And in my mind, there's not even a doubt in my mind what he can accomplish when he sets his mind to it. And he's so committed and so motivated to do what he wants to do and so passionate about his ideas, his beliefs, that I have so much belief in what he can do that there's no questioning what he will be able to accomplish in his life. Just to backstep a little bit, I've known Nolan for, many, many years as a little kid. And then I had him freshman year in AP Human Geography. And he was in this group. He comes into class and he sits in this desk and he's surrounded, usually he's a lot of freshmen, sophomores, but this one little section was all seniors. And he sat in the midst of all these seniors and he looked a little starry-eyed a little bit. And I mean, not just seniors, these are like, they were number 1, 2, 3, they're like the top seniors in the class. And he was a little starry-eyed, but he was so happy to be a part of it because he knows that other people can drive him as well. And he wanted that challenge. He wanted that acceptance of understanding what he can do and see what he can, where his ability is. And he just flourished within that. And then 2 years later, I had him AP US History. And once again, I mean, he just stands out. He stands out because of his ideas, his beliefs, and his ability to communicate to others, and his passion to be able to debate and discuss. And even though he's passionate about his ideas, his values, he's willing to listen to others. And that's really impressive. And it's sometimes it's a hard skill to have. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm excited for what he's going to be able to do in his life. And congratulations, Nolan.
Yeah, I don't know how I match up to some of the things I've heard other parents say. I do want to thank everyone here today. We are so blessed as a family to reap the benefits of so many people involved in our community who want to honor such amazing students, not just Nolan, we're so proud, but the other students in this room. You signify what we do as educators every day, and why we come to school is that we get to be around students like you. And that's why we do what we do, and we're so excited to be a part of that. He's been raised in Vista. He doesn't know anything else. And there's so many people that have been involved in our tribe to raise him to where he's at. We would love to claim all of it to ourselves, but it's from family to everyone around us. We're so excited. And Nolan's accomplished so much. And you've heard all these kids have achieved in the classroom. And relentless hours of studying and sacrificing their social time. What we're most proud about in Nolan is that he's held true to his values in a society that seems to be going away from that. And he's held true to who he is morally, character-wise, and we are so excited what he's going to do in college. I mean, we just kind of, at this point, need to stay out of his way and not screw anything up for him. And but we know that God has an amazing plan, and our job now is to just watch and enjoy the ride. And congratulations to the rest of you. We're so excited as a community to watch you guys go out and make a positive impact in your communities and the world. So thank you so much to everyone involved, and congratulations. All right, Mr. Clanton, you did fine. All right, congratulations, everyone. We're going to welcome Mary back up.
Did I not tell you that this would be amazing? It was. There was a definite theme this morning. For all of our students had God as the center of their life, and they're all servant leaders. It's just truly amazing, and what a blessing they are. I think we're all in good hands in the future, so I look forward to that. So thank you. All right, I'd like to invite our dignitaries forward. So we have, if they could come on over here, we have James Wirtz from the city of Murrieta. We have John Hunneman from Senator Jeff Stone's office, Samantha Stillwell from Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, and Patrick Kelly from our Murrieta Valley Unified School District. So while they are coming up, you are going to get a pile of cards and envelopes. You have homework. And so these are thank you cards. So all of the sponsors really look forward to receiving these on a monthly basis. We have helped you out. You have address labels, so you don't have to hand address them. And then that's all you have to do is write the thank you cards, put the address labels on there, and give them to your principal, and they will send them out for you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John Hunneman.
Good morning, my name is John Hunneman. I'm here representing State Senator Jeff Stone, who would rather be here than in Indio this morning. Not that there's anything wrong with Indio, but I want to congratulate each of the students. I heard the word community a lot here today, and having lived in this community for 35 years, back when there was one school, and remember they passed the bond to build the high school. It was $28 million. Why do you need $28 million to build a high school for? That buys, what, a gymnasium these days. So Murrieta's come a long way. The senator has got these certificates for each of the amazing students. I was reminded, I was looking in my office the other day, and on my office wall there is a certificate for a student of the month from Sizzler Restaurants for my son at a Baja Elementary School, probably when was he born? 87, 88, he's 41 now. So we've held on to our Sizzler. We need to redeem that. Come on over here. And get the free salad bar or something. I'll have to remind him of that. I want to once again congratulate you and be grateful that we live in a wonderful community with excellent schools and excellent public servants, and be proud and go out and take on the world, and don't forget where you came from. Thanks.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is James Wirtz. I'm here in place of Kelly Ciardo this morning. So I'm the Business Development Manager for the City of Murrieta. So those of you that don't know me, that's my job. So basically my job is to go out and talk about the City of Murrieta to those outside of the community and tell them there's several pillars that we kind of stand on. And number one is safety and its community. And we also talk about education and the cost of living. But education is one of the key things that when I talk to people outside of Murrieta and we tell them what a great school district we have, that it's one of the top 10% of the United States, that's when people's eyes really light up, because you don't see a lot of that with most of that being, most of the population being on the coast. Most people that I talk to want to educate or want to send their kids to good schools, and of course that piques their curiosity. So like John said, and like a lot of people have said this morning, I think a big part of that, a big part of what we see, or a big part of what we embody is, or what I heard this morning is, of course, servant leadership, or service to others. And it is a true testament. I think one of the biggest characteristics, or one of the most telling characteristics of a person, is their conscientiousness. So again, awareness of the surroundings of others and the feelings of others. And so I feel like this community, I've lived here for about 12 years now, embodies that. I think that's a testament to everybody in this room, from administration to teachers to parents, all the way down to the students. So I really appreciate that. Again, it makes my job a lot easier to go out and sell the community, and so I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and I too come bearing gifts that come in the form of a certificate. So all of you will be getting some amazing certificates from all of the dignitaries and electeds. But I wanted to congratulate all of the students, parents, and teachers. It's amazing what the students have accomplished, and I always love hearing their stories about what they've done so far and what they plan to do. But I always want to remind them that it's their heart. It's the person that they are. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I get so emotional with these. It's the person that they are on the inside. It's the light that shines out through them. It's a smile that they give to a student who's maybe having a rough day when they see them walking through the hallway. That's what makes you special. You guys are all amazingly smart and have gone above and beyond in your academics. But it's the person that you are on the inside that really is what makes other people look up to you. And I want you to remember that and carry that as you go to college. So congratulations, and I hope to see all of the wonderful things that you do, and I hope you come back to Murrieta and let us know what you're up to. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of Murrieta Valley Unified School District, congratulations to you. We're very, very proud of you. Each month, I sit here and I listen to our young men and women who are being honored. And what an impressive group this morning. Am I right? Very impressive. I talk with many people just about the state of education, the state of youth, and those types of things. And I continually say, and I say this genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I have such an optimism about the future and the future generation, more so than the older generation who's coming forward. This morning you heard examples of really that exemplified servant leadership and people who outreach to others. Recently, I had a great opportunity to listen to Father Greg Boyle, who is the leader of Homeboy Industries and started this ministry for ex-gang members 30 years ago in Los Angeles. And he talked about the importance of heading out to the people in the margins, he called it. And the importance, not so much, you're going to certainly help people out there, but the effect that it's going to have and shape and change you and the way you do things is incredibly important. And by heading out to the people on the margins and supporting those who don't have the voice, who need the most advocacy, is incredibly important. Because when we head out there to the margins, we erase them, and everyone's brought in to that. And that's incredibly important, and I saw that in our young people today, being able to carry that forward. So congratulations to you. You have amazing futures, and we're very happy to honor you this morning. Congratulations.
I was so excited about the free salad bar. I forgot to mention, on the desks and the tables, there is a flyer for Senator Stone's There Ought to Be a Law competition. Each year we invite students across the 28th Senate District to submit an idea for a law. This is an actual law that the winner of the competition, we fly them up to Sacramento, they testify before a committee on why they think their idea should become a law. Now, you really owe us this year, maybe not you, but your brothers and sisters, to come, because the legislature just moved the start time from middle school back to 8:30 in high school. So students will get to sleep in. So maybe you propose a law to make it 10 o'clock and just sleep in all morning, something like that. But anyhow, I encourage you to visit the Senator's website, find out more about the competition, or call our office if you want to. Thanks.
John, if we start at 10, we'd have to go till 5, so I don't know about that. But we are nearing the conclusion of our program, so students, when we finish, you're going to gather your backpacks, and we're going to go out front, and we're going to take pictures with our dignitaries, with our sponsors, with our family, with our staff, so we look forward to that. And then Sally's going to bring us on home to close out our program this morning. So thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
Wow, this was an absolutely incredible morning. Many of us take copious notes, and I definitely take a lot of notes. And I like to just take a few moments and talk to each one of the students, and I write down maybe some key words or phrases about you. And then at the end, I'm going to ask you each to tell me where you think you want to attend college. I know some of you said, but I didn't hear from all of you. So I'm going to ask Marcos to stand. Mr. Marcos, our first speaker this morning. I loved how one of the first things you talked about was your family and your family motto, educate your heart and mind and soul to help others. And I think that is awesome. And the fact that you were introduced to your family farm, which I think is absolutely amazing. My husband and I, we serve a brand of beef called Certified Angus Brand Beef, and we work with family ranchers all across the United States. And it's amazing because one of the stories that they tell is that when their kids come home from college and they bring friends with them, and it might be Thanksgiving or Christmas, guess what? It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. At 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the morning, that alarm goes off and everybody gets up and goes out on their family ranch and they all participate. And so that tells me a lot about your family and your work ethic. And the fact that you love to know the why, and you like to be able to apply it and mentor others. So congratulations to you. So tell me a little bit what colleges you're interested in.
Well, I've started the application process, and the highest reach school is Yale.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll be praying for Yale. Congratulations to you. And Dylan, our young lady from Murrieta Canyon Academy that was not here today, I took some notes on her, and I just really, thought about what it was that in her mind she felt like she couldn't be here. And I just want to say to Dylan, I'm sure she's going to receive the video. We just want to let you know, Dylan, that we love you, we adore you, we admire you, and we want you to know that we understand that you couldn't be here today, but we open our arms and our hearts to you and want you to know that when we do see you, and any of us ever see you, we're going to put big, loving arms around you because we know you are a precious, precious young lady. And we are excited that you talked about your lesson, that you don't take life for granted, you love your family, and you love wildlife, and just wanting to give back to others does not have to be extraordinary, but you do it in an amazing way. So we hope that we get to meet you, Miss Dillon. All right, Ivana. Ivana, if you want to please stand. You are one adorable young lady. You walked in and you just brighten up the room. You've got this beautiful smile, cheerful colors. I love your hairdo, all that good stuff. And when I think of, when you talked about wanting to be a care provider and you're talking about your family, I can see you being in any situation and being able to go in and people are just going to look at you and say, oh, she looks trustworthy, she looks like a person I could confide in and share. And you definitely have the appearance that you listen, and you shared that you do like to listen intently, and how you want to become a psychologist, and your mom says, go far, okay? And when you talked about your lessons, how you talked about how you handle challenges, and that you learn to care for others and be able to take on their burdens as if they are your own, so that then you can better understand what they're going through, and people are going to look up to you as you're in college and the rest of your adult life. So congratulations to you. And tell me where you are looking at going to college.
I intend on pursuing my career at the University of Southern California.
All right, well, very good. Congratulations. Thank you. Julia, Miss Julia, you are one precious young lady, and the first thing that I wrote down was that you're very sweet, you have a servant's heart, and that you're new to the area, and how difficult it was for you to leave your friends. And it is tough, but here you have this amazing family. You have your dad that's giving you, books to read, and because I think you are a very deep thinker, you take things and you really go to it as to how and what, who, when, where, and why, and all those types of things. And then you dedicate yourself to your passion. And when you shared that when you moved and you didn't have all your friends, and now you're having to dedicate your time in another way, and so you're no longer comparing yourself to others, it also tells me that you're looking at yourself in a selfless way, not just how you can better yourself, but then as you do that, you better the environment around you, you better the people around you. You're able to encourage others to be able to get through situations, because we all go through things, whether it be moving or something else like that. But now you know that you have tackled that, you've overcome it, you're victorious, and you have a great testimony to share. So congratulations to you. And where are you thinking about attending school?
I was thinking about attending MSJC and then transferring to UCI.
All right, that's awesome. Congratulations. And Nolan, who has this huge family entourage with you, which is very exciting. And the first thing that was said about you were you are true to your convictions. I like that. And obviously very involved in your community and very impactful. And you have a sense and a mind about you that not just do you appreciate your family, but you appreciate, your love for the Lord, and you appreciate righteousness and being able to share your passion and listen to others. And I think it's great because you're going to be an amazing advocate as a constitutional attorney. And I'm curious to know, where you plan on going to school?
A small school in South Carolina. It's called Anderson University.
Okay, I was thinking it might be Anderson, or I was thinking of Hillsdale. I was in my mind trying to think out where it would be the right place for him with his passions. That's going to be absolutely awesome. And so I just want to thank each one of you for sharing your heart. And at the end, we listened to I call it our Minute with Maxwell. So how many of you have heard of John Maxwell? He's an author, he's a pastor, and he has this Minute with Maxwell that he sends over, and I get them every day. And this one is on transform, so I think you'll like it.
Today's word is transformed. My name's John Maxwell. Thanks for being with me on Minute with Maxwell. I would encourage you to be a transformational person. You see, transformational people, they inspire others in such a way that they positively bring change into people's lives. To be a transformational person, you have to first be transformed. So I would encourage you, make the changes necessary in your life that make you a better person. What I've discovered is that most incredible positive change happens when we begin to embrace good values. You have to kind of leave something to go to something, and what I encourage people all the time is leave the bad habits to go to the good habits, and leave the bad values and go to the good values. That's where you begin to see the change, the transformation take place. Here's what I do know. The moment that you see the change happen inwardly, it begins to positively affect the behavior outwardly. When that happens, you become contagious. I hope you become a contagious, transformational person. Thanks for joining me today on Minute with Maxwell.
I just really love that, and I think about each one of you and how you are already contagious. You are already transformed, but you know what? God is going to use you in amazing ways from this day going forward, because every day He puts a certain person or individuals in your life for you to be able to come alongside and to be able to encourage with your passions and your righteousness. So congratulations to all of you, and this concludes our program. And like Mary Walter said, we're all going to go out front and take some awesome pictures of us. Thank you.